Hi, my name is Natasha Chamberlain, and this is a short article on how to cope emotionally with isolation. With COVID and everything that's been going on in the world, it has been tough. It's been tough on all of us. It's not been an easy last year or so. So hopefully you'll find this article to be helpful. This article will help you to identify your emotions, identify the cause of your emotions, find solutions to tackle those emotions, know how to cope and minimize the effects of your emotions, and help you to see the greater picture. So without further ado, we'll jump into this video. During this time of isolation, our emotional and mental state can take a good old battering. Trying to stay sane while cooped up like a chicken is no fun. In fact, it's enough to drive us up the blinking wall. This is why I have decided to create this article. Like everyone else out there, I too have been feeling the strain of being in isolation. And with all that's going on in the world, it's only natural to be affected in one form or the other. We are all human after all. I have had a few days that have been up and down emotionally, but I have easily managed to get back on track and on top of things. I will share with you how to do this through this article. And I have broken this article down into helpful steps, 3 main helpful steps. I originally wrote this article in March 2020 when we first went into lockdown and COVID first really hit the world. Well, where I am in the UK. So all the examples I'll be using quite a few different examples through this article, which are my own examples, just to give you an idea of how to break down your own emotions and how to do each exercise. But these were all written by myself March last year. So, okay, so these are old examples, but I'm going to share them with you just so you can see how best to do this exercise and just to help you with doing it. Okay, so let's get on with it. The first step is to identify your emotions. So, how are you feeling? Ask yourself, what are the emotions and frustrations that you are experiencing right now in the here and now? Have a pen and paper in front of you where you can jot these down. Do not look into why you're feeling these or where the emotions stem from. We'll look at that later on. For now, just focus on what you are actually feeling. Take some time out to evaluate your emotions and really tune into your body and your mind. Be honest with yourself on how you are feeling. Write down all the feelings and emotions that you're experiencing. So in my case, when I took the time to focus on my emotions and how I was feeling last year, in March last year, this is what I discovered. I felt frustrated, I felt annoyed, I felt heavy, anxious, afraid, worried, yearning, smothered, trapped, and sadness. So just write down what you are feeling. And don't worry about where these feelings come from. The moment you're literally just tuning into your own body, your own feelings, your own mind, and writing those feelings down. And you could do this exercise not just for isolation, but for any situation in your life to really get a grip of why you are feeling the way you are and how you're feeling. Now write down these feelings. Write them down. By writing them down on a piece of paper with a pen, you are acknowledging them. You're acknowledging these feelings. You're accepting, yes, this is the way I'm feeling right now. And that will make it easier for you to tackle those feelings and those emotions. So write it all down in as much detail as you like. Put points, I'm feeling heavy, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Just write it down. We'll now look at step 2, which is the cause. Once you have taken the time out to identify how you're feeling, you can then move on to figuring out what is actually causing you to feel this way. Yes, we're in isolation, but there will be a deeper cause. And that's what we're trying to find out. We're becoming detectives. Love this bit. You're becoming your own detective, trying to figure out what is causing you to feel the way you're feeling. To do this, look at each emotion that you have written down. Spend time on each one. Don't rush through the process. Try and group together the emotions that are similar and that fall into the same category. Now ask yourself why you feel this and what is the root cause of that emotion. So, you write down in as much detail as you can for each emotion why you're feeling that. So you group them together first, look at the emotions you've written down, group the ones that are very similar or fall into the same category. So break those emotions down to maybe from 5 or 10 down to 3, 2, maybe 5. So you're breaking it down and then you're looking at each of the emotions to find out the root cause. Examples that from my experience when we first went into lockdown is I put frustrated and annoyed. So what I did is I titled a title saying frustrated and annoyed. And then I looked at reasons. Why am I feeling frustrated? Well, I miss riding my bike. I want so much to go for long bike rides and to connect with nature, and I feel like I can't. There's so much that I planned on doing and getting done. I've had to put my plans on hold. This is incredibly frustrating. So that's where that frustration comes from. My goals and targets are put on hold at the moment. I can't move forward. There is so much that I'd hoped on achieving this year. It's frustrating that my hands are tied and that things are put on hold. These frustrations make me feel annoyed. I feel frustrated. I feel helpless, as so many people are going through so many difficult things at this time. They're grieving, they're dying. It's a sad time. And I want to help people, and I don't know how I can help. I feel helpless. So that's what I put under my title, which was frustrated and annoyed. So when I really looked into why am I feeling frustrated, why am I feeling annoyed, then I wrote a paragraph underneath that listing the reasons that I was feeling this way. So you're looking at your emotions, you're delving deep. The next example that I'd put down was anxious, afraid, and worried. These were other feelings that I was feeling at the time. So I put that as a title, anxious, afraid, and worried. And underneath that title, I wrote a paragraph saying, after looking at my emotions, thinking, why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling worried and afraid? I really looked deep at my emotions. And I wrote, I am worried about my loved ones' health and well-beings and their lives. I'm worried about my own well-being, health, and life. I'm worried about all those people out there who are suffering at this time. I feel anxious for the future. What will the future be like? Once the virus is gone, will the virus ever go? How long will it take to go? Will isolation continue for months on end? Will life be on hold for ages? When will we be able to see our loved ones again? These are all the burning questions that are worrying me. I'm worried for our future. I'm worried for our community, for our economy. I'm worried about the damage that the virus and the situation is causing our country as well as the world. I'm worried about how I am going to cope financially. So what you're doing is you're writing all your worries, your concerns. You're really delving deep. You're being honest and you're getting to the nitty-gritty of it. Another title that I put down was heavy, smothered, and trapped. And then I really looked at why am I feeling heavy? Why am I feeling smothered and trapped? Where do these feelings come from? I wrote down I have no personal space. It frustrates me as I feel my independence is being stifled. I'm a free spirit. It feels as though my wings are clipped and I'm tied down. It's incredibly hard to get any me time. All my energy and time is focused on supporting and helping others. This makes me feel like my personal needs are being neglected. Then in the next breath, I feel guilt for feeling these feelings. It's hard to get on and do anything I want to do as there's constant interruptions or I'm constantly needed to do this or that. And this is for those who are stuck in isolation with family or friends, and so you have no personal space. I'm constantly needed to do things. I love having my family around me, but this time it's so difficult as I get no personal space. We're all being stuck together 24/7 for so long in a small space. It's hard for anyone to have breathing space. So you just write these down. Another title was Yearning and Sadness. I yearn to meet up with those who are important to me. I miss my loved ones terribly, to the point where it physically hurts. Especially miss my best friend and all those closest to me. There is so much that I want to say and I can't. It frustrates me not being able to have face-to-face conversations, not knowing when we'll be able to see each other again. This fills me with great sadness. It leaves me with a nagging ache in my stomach and in my heart. I miss socializing. I miss face-to-face interactions with others. So you literally, I'm not going to go on and on, but you just literally write it all down. You really, really put everything in there. Your emotions, your feelings. Look at where your emotions are stemming from, what's causing them, by putting titles of what you're feeling. Put it as a title, and then underneath write a paragraph, or just let it all out. Let it out why you're having these feelings. So it's really identifying your emotions and getting in touch with the way you are feeling. We'll now move on to the final step, which is step 3, break it down and solutions. This is where we're going to be breaking everything down and finding solutions to our troubling and unsettling emotions. So now that you have identified what your emotions are and why you're feeling the way you're feeling, what's caused you to feel these emotions, we can now move on to the next step, which is breaking down these emotions. This will help you to gain a new perspective and will also help in relieving your pent-up emotions. It's a form of releasing the heaviness of those emotions. It will also help you to find solutions on how to better cope and tackle each emotion. We will do this by breaking down each group category and taking a deeper look at each one. So examples are, for example, where I said I was feeling frustrated and annoyed, I write that down again as a title. I'm feeling frustrated and annoyed. Remember to be writing everything down. By writing things down, it's really putting pen to paper and you're acknowledging these emotions. So that was my feelings. So I put that as a title. And then underneath, I really broke it down. Okay, I miss riding my bike. I want so much to go for a bike ride. And I want to connect with nature. Under that, you break it down. Write fact. Write the title, fact. F-A-C-T, fact. The fact is, yes, I do miss riding my bike and connecting with nature. But it will not be forever. That is a fact. This is not going to be forever. It's temporary. So you're writing facts, you're breaking it down, you're really analyzing, looking at these emotions. So I'm looking at the emotion of frustrated and annoyed. Yes, a small little title. Yes, I'm frustrated. Yes, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because of this. I miss riding my bike. Let's look at the facts. The facts is, yes, I do miss riding my bike and connecting with nature, but it will not be forever. That is a fact. This is not going to go on forever. The isolation is in place for our own safety and for that of others. That is a fact. We are allowed out at least once a day for exercise. So by riding, I won't be breaking any rules. So I could actually take my bike out as part of my one exercise a day. So yeah, that is a fact. So I can actually still ride my bike. You see, it starts making you think of things. I won't be able to go for long distance rides as I usually do, but at least I can still get out on my bike. So that's all the facts. The fact is I can actually still go out on my bike. So it's not as bad as I originally thought. And that'll just help you to start feeling a bit better. Then you break it down even more and you say, right, put a title, already doing. What are you already doing at this time? Well, at the moment, I am doing indoor exercises daily. So bike with me at this present time, because at that point my bike was at my house and I was staying with my daughter during the isolation. So I am getting exercises by doing indoor exercises. So that's something I'm already doing. What else am I already doing in connection with this? I do go for walk in natures. I go for lots of walks in nature. They're short walks, but I am getting out. So you've broken it down on what you're actually doing. Now you can put a title saying, what else can you do, or what's the solution? What's the solution? So we're going to be looking at solutions. So again, it's all very much like a detective type of work. So just put a title saying, what else can you do, / solution. So for examples of what I put is, I could go and collect my bike from my house. So I'll have her with me and then just keep my bike at my daughter's house where I was living at the time. Another thing is, I could ensure that I wear a mask and be mindful of others, stick to the 2-meter social distancing rule. There's so much that I planned on doing and getting done. I could put my plans on hold. Yes, they have been on hold, but there's other things I can do. What else can I do during this time that my plans are on hold? There is so much other things I can do. And then you just break it down and look, what can you actually do? What can you sort out? What can you achieve and do in this time? So you're basically finding solutions. For examples, I thought, well, I could write articles. I could set up a business. And that's when I was in the process of setting up my Etsy shop and planning for it. I can do this, do all that stuff that I can do while I'm stuck at home, stuff I usually wouldn't be doing because I'll be out doing this or that. So you just look at different solutions. And the solutions is, what can you do? You're in this predicament. This is the situation. It's fact. It's the reality. So how are you going to cope with that reality? What can you do to help you better cope with the situation that you are in at that time? So example is, as a solution, I could do more things that I keep putting off, such as chores, budgeting, getting finances in order, sort through all that paperwork that I've been meaning to do for so long, declutter my PC and phone. I could start decorating my flat. That's something I've always wanted to do, or not my daughter's, so I can't do that at the moment, but I can maybe decorate her flat, do a major spring clean, sort through the shed, the landing, do other odd jobs. These are things that I can do right now. Write courses, build a business. These are things that I can actually work on while I'm in this time of feeling in limbo. So you're finding solutions. You're breaking it down, breaking down your emotions, you're breaking down your feelings, you're finding out what's causing you to feel this way, and then you're finding out other things. You're finding solutions of how to make you feel better and how you can better cope during this time. So try and do the same process with every single emotion that you wrote down at the beginning when you were identifying your emotions. Break it down, look at the facts. What's the facts? Where do these emotions stem from? What solutions can you find to help you better cope with the emotions? It's that simple. It may take some time. Remember to be completely open and honest with yourself with each emotion. Work through each and every emotion. Maybe even make a plan, a solutions plan, where you can plan out, right, these are the solutions that I found. So what am I going to do? Well, today I'm going to go buy some paint. I'm going to paint my house. This day I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Make a plan. And then put that plan into action. It's that simple. Hopefully you found this to be helpful, and hopefully it will help you to better manage your emotions and find solutions to those emotions. And this exercise does not have to be done just for isolation. You can use this in any area of your life. Anytime you're feeling overwhelmed with emotions, try and use the same process to break down the emotions and find solutions and be honest as to why you are feeling the way you're feeling. And then it's just being honest with those emotions, acknowledging them, breaking them down, looking at the facts, and finding solutions. So I hope you found this to be helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.